Hey gamers, Minus10 here, and today we're going to review Logitech's latest gaming keyboard, the Logitech G515 Lightspeed TKL, which is a low-profile gaming keyboard. It's been a while since Logitech released a decent keyboard at a reasonable price, and the G515 is the first in the recent past. Now, that said, the G515 is still lacking relative to what gamers can buy in today's market. Now, I purchased my G515 review keyboard with my own money, and the thoughts in this video are mine and mine alone. So with that said, let's go over my views on where I think the G515 is best suited. First up, the low-profile nature of the G515. It's solid, and the two keyboard feet at either 4 or 8 degrees makes the G515 a pleasure to type on. I worked on the G515 for a solid week and never tired of cranking out the work emails. Thickness-wise, I measured the G515 at around 21 millimeters, which is actually thinner than its stated thickness. On the undercarriage, Logitech grooved the bottom that really makes the keyboard stick to a mouse pad. Now, I never had the G515 slide anywhere on my desk, and this is a very creative way to make a gamer's keyboard stick. I hope in the future other gaming keyboard companies will take a look at this design choice. Next up, keycaps. Finally, I mean really finally, Logitech released the G515 with double-shot PBT keycaps, and they're fine. Now, they aren't the best, but relative to what Logitech has put into the market recently, the G515 keycaps feel nice and keep the visible grease away from your keycaps. Thank you, Logitech. As for the switches, Logitech states the linear and tactile switches are pre-lubed, but because the switches are soldered into the keyboard, confirming this would be a major undertaking. Now, my review keyboard came with the tactile switches, and the typing experience was nice, felt smooth, and were pretty quiet. I worked on the G515 for a solid week and enjoyed it. The linear switches actuate at 43 grams and the tactile switches at 45 grams. There really isn't much difference between the two, and the tactile switches really do feel like linears. During my time with the G515, I used the 2.4 GHz dongle and kept the RGB at max 100%. Over 4 days, my battery went from 100% to about 50%. As usual, Logitech does a pretty solid job with the battery life, and this keyboard will easily go a full week without the need to charge it. Now, with that said, I'm assuming the keyboard's polling rate is pretty low, and G-Hub doesn't provide any data to check its polling rate. Logitech's Lightspeed 2.4 GHz tech is solid and no concerns here. Lightspeed is a mature technology and tech gamers can really rely upon. The G515's RGB is par for the course and not overly garish, but bright enough to see in a brightened room. One of the nice features through G-Hub is gamers can very easily assign individual switch colors. It's always nice to be able to highlight the WASD keys for that extra gamer splash. As for G-Hub, the G515 options are very basic. Price-wise, the G515 is not the most competitive keyboard, and if you're a gamer that likes to customize your keyboards, then you won't be happy with the G515. The G515 is really designed for the casual gamer who is steeped in the Logitech brand and is a-okay with the next Logitech product offering. If you are not this person, then the $140 price point will buy you a lot of other customizable keyboard brands. Lastly, the volume rocker, or I should say the lack of one. I appreciate Logitech was looking for ways to cut costs on the G515, but to not include a volume rocker, I think is a miss. In my opinion, this keyboard is designed for the casual gamer who also works day-to-day on the G515. This user profile will absolutely want the convenience of changing volumes with the flick of a dial or a rocker. So, to wrap this all up, I would first like to say, welcome back to the keyboard market, Logitech. With that said, who is this keyboard for? At $140, gamers can get all-around keyboards that provide more features for sure, but the G515 is really geared towards that casual gamer that really doesn't follow the gaming keyboard market day to day and is fine with just upgrading to the latest Logitech gaming gear. If you fall into this bucket, the Logitech G515 Lightspeed TKL is an easy recommend. The G515 lubed switches, double shot PBT keycaps, low profile layout, win on off button, Lightspeed 2.4 GHz tech, and the undercarriage grip all make the G515 a W. In my opinion, the only real gripe I have is that Logitech removed the volume rocker and still doesn't allow for hot swappable switches. If you're a gamer that likes to tinker a bit with your keyboard, then there are way better options in the market at this price point. Drunk Deer keyboards can be picked up at well below $140, and the Corsair K65 Plus can be bought for only $10 more on Amazon. Newfie productivity keyboards that I've actually gamed on also give gamers endless customizability at around 130 bucks. If you enjoyed this review video of the Logitech G515 Superlight keyboard, I'd really appreciate a like on the video as well as a sub if you'd like to follow me as a content creator. All comments below are welcome too. Thanks for watching.